Okay. So you've been told to use the quadratic equation to find two real numbers to use a quadratic equation to find two real numbers with a sum of 2 and a product of negative 24. So I don't know my first number. Since I don't know my first number, I'm going to say x. Okay? Now, my second number, what I know about it, it has to be 2 minus the first number, because I know that the first number plus the second number must equal to 2. So what will I do? My first number is x plus the second number should equal to 2. To get the second number, I must minus x on both sides. So the second number will be 2 minus x. Okay? Now, what else do I know? I know that if I multiply this number and this number, I should get negative 24. So my second number is 2 minus x. Okay, so then I don't want to use a lot of space, so I'm going to do it here. X multiplied 2 minus x equals to negative 24. Okay? Now you continue. So now you multiply. When you multiply this with distributive property, you are going to get 2x minus x squared equals to negative 24. Now take this to this side, okay? And how? You do the opposite. So this is positive, you subtract. This is negative, you add. Whatever you do on the left, you do on the right. Okay? These go, they equal to 0. Then you start with x squared followed by negative 2x, subtract 24. They are not friends. You cannot do anything to them. So this is your quadratic equation. After here, how are you solving by graphing? Find your x-axis, axis of symmetry, sorry. Find your axis of symmetry, which is negative b over 2a, which is negative 2 over 2 times 1, which is 2 over 2, which is 1. This is your axis of symmetry. Then find your y-intercept, which is 0, negative 24. After you find your y-intercept, you find your reflection of y-intercept. Reflection of y-intercept, we said it is y-intercept over here. So kanun for reflection is y-intercept will be here, and here will be 2 times axis. Okay? 2 times 1, axis is 1. So 2 times 1 is 2, and y-intercept is negative 24. So here is our reflection. After you do that, you do vertex. How do we find vertex? Vertex is axis and then axis in the equation. Okay? So axis was how much? 1. Then axis in the equation will be 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 24. 1 squared is 1 minus 2 minus 24. This is minus 26. So this will be 1 and negative 25. Okay? That's your vertex. Then I will do quadratic formula to find my solution. Okay, so I will do negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus OAC, okay, over 2a. So that will be negative negative 2 plus or minus square root 2 negative squared, negative 2 squared, minus 4 times 1 times negative 24. So all over 2 times 1. That gives me 2 plus or minus 4 plus, how much is this? 24 times 4 should be 96. Yes, so positive 96 divided by 2. Then this will be 2 plus or minus the square root of 100 divided by 2. So this will be 2 plus or minus 10 divided by 2. Then it goes two ways. 2 plus 10 divide 2 and 2 minus 10 divide 2. 2 plus 10 divide 2 is 12. 12 divide 2 is 6. 2 minus 10 is negative 8. Negative 8 divide 10. Negative 8 divide 2 is negative 4. Okay? Now, when you draw your graph, where will I draw my graph? Okay. Let me move this. So I'm going to write here second number is 2 minus x. Okay, so now you want to draw your graph. This is your coordinate plane. This is your y. This is your x. This is your origin. Your solution is at negative 4. So this number here is negative 4. You put a dot. The other one is at 6. You put a dot. Okay? Your y-intercept is where? Negative 24 on the y-axis. Negative 24, you put a dot there. Where is your axis of symmetry? Your axis of symmetry is at 1. So here is your axis of symmetry at 1. Okay? Your vertex is 1 and negative 25. So negative 25 is over here. Extend your graph. So somewhere here is your vertex. Okay? Your reflection is where? Your reflection is 2, negative 24. So this will be 2. Over here is your reflection, like that. Then join your graph. Join your points. Okay? Now, how do you know you're correct? Your A is positive, your graph should open upwards. Okay? And it must go to these numbers that we found. You look for this number because it's in the multiple choice. You look for this number, you look for this line, okay? And you look for this point. And then you also look for this point and this point. So when you're choosing a graph, after you have solved with the quadratic formula, lazim you also know y-intercept, reflection, axis of symmetry, vertex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All 6 must match the graph. If one of them is off, then that is not your graph. Okay? All right, let's do this. First number is x. Second number will be negative 15 minus x. Okay? Because I've been told they must have the sum of negative 15. Okay? Then you're going to write x multiply negative 15 minus x equals to negative 54. Then you're going to do distributive property. You're going to get negative 15x minus x squared equals to negative 54. Then you're going to take this side of the quadratic equation to this side because you want it to equal 0. How are you going to do that? You do the opposite of the term. So this term is negative, you will do positive. This term is negative, you will do positive. If you do it on the left, you must do it on the right. Okay? So this is 0. So 0 equals x squared plus 15x minus 54. Then do axis of symmetry. So axis equals to negative b over 2a, which is negative 15 over 2 times 1, which is 7.5. Okay? After you do axis, you're going to do who? Do y-intercept. Y-intercept is 0, negative 54. Okay? Then do reflection. Reflection is axis times 2. Axis times 2, and actually this is negative because this is 15 and it is negative. So negative 7.5. Okay? All right, what is negative 7.5 times 2? That will be negative 14. And then y-intercept, negative 54. Okay? You've gotten the reflection. All right, after you find reflection, find vertex. So do vertex. Vertex is what? Vertex is axis and axis in the equation. Okay? Axis was how much? Negative 7.5. Now do negative 7.5 in the equation. Negative 7.5 squared plus 15 times negative 7.5 minus 54. I put all that in the calculator. Bracket negative 7.5 close bracket squared plus 15 bracket negative 7.5 close bracket minus 54. That gives me negative 110.20, sorry. So I'm going to have here negative 7.5, negative 110.25. Okay? So there is my vertex. Now, these numbers are reported, so I'm going to circle them because I know I need to look for them in my graph. Okay? All right. After that, I'm going to do quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Negative b will be negative 15 plus or minus bracket 15 squared and then minus 4 times 1 times negative 54 all over 2 times 1. This becomes negative 15 plus or minus. This should be 225 if I am not wrong. And then this should be plus negative 4. When I multiply this, I'll get a negative, and then that negative times this negative gives me a plus. Okay? Or alternatively, you can also put the bracket here. So your answer will be plus, what is negative 4 times negative 54? That should be positive 216 all over 2. Now, square root 225 plus 216 is 21. So this becomes negative 15 plus or minus 21, divide 2. Now you need two solutions, negative 15 plus 21 over 2, negative 15 minus 21 over 2. Negative 15 plus 21 is 6. 6 divided 2 is 3. Negative 15 minus 21 is negative 36. Negative 36 divided 2 is negative 18. So these are important values. Then now you are choosing your graph, because I think this is in the multiple choice section. So draw your coordinate plane where our answers, most of our numbers are on the negative side. Yes? Okay, so I need a bigger space on this side. Okay. All right, so you do that, label X, label Y, and put your origin, okay? Step 1, the answers to your quadratic equation. Your answers were who? Negative 18 and 3. Then do axis of symmetry. So axis of symmetry will be at negative 7.5. Here, negative 7.5. Draw your broken line vertically. Okay? Like that. Then after that, do y-intercept. Y-intercept will be with negative 54. So negative 54 will be here. Then you want 14, negative. So there will be your reflection. Negative 14 with negative 54. Then you want your axis of your vertex. You're going to go all the way to negative 110.25. This will be your vertex, like that. Then with your pencil, just join your points. So there. And you put your arrow. So choose the graph like that. This should be at negative 18. This should be at 3. This point here should be at negative 14. This should be negative 14, comma, negative 54. If it is not there, then that's not the graph. So again, do your axis, do your y-intercept, do your reflection, do your vertex, and then do your quadratic equation. Then choose your graph using the numbers that you got. But you have to remember how to do this part correctly, because this is the important part. Okay?